and there is a recommendation. Oh, is it? Yeah, from the in relation to the Noble subdivision, and so could we have a mover of that motion, Phil Clearwater, seconded by Jimmy Chen. Is there any discussion on that?
I have two questions I would like to ask staff.
Yeah, so, yes, sorry, staff, right. Terry Howes.
Thank you, Mayor. Two questions. One is regarding to the information. Second, regarding to the process. I'm wondering, once the designer's response, and also the separate independent review report has been received. Up to now, because this environment committee meeting was held on 20th of December, am I right? Whether the staff received these two reports or not yet?
We have been in discussions with the parties in terms of who are involved in the process of the review.
Yes.
We are working with them to finalise reports. Yes. The intention would be that we'll then prepare a report back for the community board to consider. Okay, so second question is, so you still back to the community board first with the staff recommendation, then to the environment committee, then to the final I think
council
that's
meeting.
something we'll need to consider. That for process before Christmas, we use the environmental committee as a stepping stone to council.
Yes.
We'll have to decide whether the community board report directly to council or go back via the environmental committee. It's a decision we'll have to make.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Are there any other questions, Yanni?
I was quite taken when I read the independent safety audit that there were 20 areas of moderate and above concern with this project. Is this a normal sort of thing that you'd expect with any sort of safety audit, or is this quite extraordinary given the number of concerns that seem to be raised?
No, it's not extraordinary. If you do these risk assessments on these type of approaches, you will always find issues that you can look at and review. So it's not extraordinary. There are a number, but we're working through them.
So my next question to the acting CE is, I personally feel very uncomfortable that we've got consenting processes that enable roads of this danger to be constructed. How are we doing internally in terms of ensuring that we're not getting roads like this being designed and consented? Because it seems like we've spent a lot of energy dealing with something after it's happened rather than at the initial stage where we probably have, it's easier to influence. It just really concerns me.
Yeah, in terms of dealing with this report though, could we park that issue by asking the acting chief executive to include that in her report next in 2 weeks' time, which would provide her with the time to gather the information required to answer it. Yeah.
What I don't want though is just the individual recommendations around putting a traffic light in Yulthurst Road or wherever as part of this report. What I want to understand is what are the lessons learned for the wider council about how we consent and approve subdivisions to ensure that we get roads that are actually not, in this sort of condition. Although I hear it's normal, I actually think we need to be quite concerned at.
But I would rather take the time for the acting chief executive to put together a considered reply rather than have...
I agree, but the resolution doesn't capture that. It only captures the individual changes that have come about. It doesn't instruct any work to be done around that wider picture.
Yeah, but the proposal is in relation to the Noble subdivision. It's not in relation to the wider issue. And, if I ask the acting chief executive to include this in her next report as an item.
Yeah, I think Terry will know more about this than I do, but you're suggesting that we've built an unsafe road, and that's not
No,
That's
that's not what
not the case.
it's a very complicated process
Yeah.
in terms of where the decisions are made on some of these things.
Yeah.
So I think it would be useful that we look at that wider picture separately from this report.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
I'm
the
asking
limits.
is, I don't think it should be normal that a brand new subdivision that has a safety audit identifies up to 20 issues of moderate to significant concern on a brand new subdivision. I don't see that as being something that we should accept as being normal. What we should be trying to do is reduce the number of serious, significant or moderate concerns so that when new subdivisions are going in, we don't get these similar sorts of issues.
This road safety audit came after the event, as I understood it. So, I mean, this arose before my time, so I've not got the oversight of it that I would want to have in order to respond to that. I would like to ask the acting chief executive to include an item on the general issue, not on the Noble Village subdivision, but on the general issue that you've raised in her next report. Is that satisfactory? Thank you. Are there any other questions on this particular issue? I'll put the resolution. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. The next item